You see, in the Sumerian language, the word Ti has been suggested to mean rib, and Ninti's epithet, Lady of the Rib, could be seen as a playful pun. This linguistic link may have influenced the later biblical narrative of Eve being created from Adam's rib. The association between the rib and the creation of a female figure may have been influenced by the symbolic significance of Ninti's title, possibly serving as a basis for the biblical depiction of Eve's origins. These parallels between Ninti and Eve are intriguing, and the potential influence of Ninti on the portrayal of Eve offers an intriguing avenue for exploring the cross-cultural connections and shared themes in ancient Near Eastern mythology. You know, Adam and Eve, the iconic duo of biblical lore, bear names, their names that pack a punch of thematic significance, making it abundantly clear they are more than just quote-unquote historical figures. Adam, derived from the Hebrew word for earth or ground, immediately grounds us in the metaphorical realm. His name serves as a gentle reminder that he represents the quintessential human, intimately connected to the earthly realm from which he supposedly emerged. On the other hand, we have Eve, whose name derives from the Hebrew word for life. Talk about a self-explanatory moniker. By being named Life, she epitomizes the vibrant force that animates existence. It's as if the authors of the tale cheekily wink at us, letting us know that these characters are larger-than-life archetypes, personifications of profound ideas rather than flesh-and-blood individuals plucked from history's tapestry. With names so laden with thematic significance, it becomes crystal clear that Adam and Eve belong to the realm of mythology and symbol rather than the realm of historical record. When explaining the potential Sumerian influences, such as the goddess Ninti, the Lady of Life, and the nuanced connections between rib and creation, it becomes clear that the story of Adam and Eve draws upon pre-existing mythological motifs. These intertextual connections further support the view that the biblical narrative is not meant to be read as a literal historical account. While some individuals may desperately cling to a literal interpretation of the Adam and Eve story, it is important to approach religious text with a nuanced understanding that incorporates cultural, historical, and literary contexts, recognizing the symbolic and mythological dimensions of the Adam and Eve narrative, allowing for a richer and more nuanced interpretation, highlighting its enduring relevance as a timeless exploration of human existence, morality, and our relationship with the natural world. I want to highlight, along with the mythological, this mischievous serpent in the Garden of Eden with Adam and Eve. It's a character that has puzzled scholars and theologians for ages. While there may not be a direct one-to-one correspondence, the influence of the Mesopotamian figure Ningishzida on this cunning creature is worth exploring. Ningishzida, with this divine serpentine, attributes and association with knowledge and fertility, saunters into the spotlight as a potential muse for the biblical serpent. Just as Ningishzida guards the sacred tree of life, the serpent in Genesis becomes the sly custodian of the forbidden tree, tantalizing Adam and Eve with the allure of divine wisdom. Perhaps the biblical authors, with a touch of poetic license and a nod to Mesopotamian mythology, wove Ningishzita's symbolic role as a bringer of knowledge and temptation into their own story of human fallibility. So let us tip our hats to the influence of Ningishzita, the slithering inspiration behind the serpent's cunning charm in the Garden of Eden, reminding us that even in the realm of myth and theology, serpents hold a special place in the tapestry of human imagination. The Adam and Eve story in the Bible has intriguing connections to several mythological motifs and ancient Near Eastern narratives, suggesting that mythological origins and influences are there. While the precise origins and influences are subject to scholarly debate and interpretation, several mythological elements can be identified. Another potential mythological influence is the Mesopotamian creation myths, as we highlighted at the beginning. The Enuma Elish and the Atrahasis epic, for example. They share common themes with the Adam and Eve story, such as the creation of humanity, the forming of humans from clay or earth, and the existence of a sacred garden or paradise. These motifs suggest a shared cultural and mythological background in the ancient Near East. The Sumerian myth of Enki and Ninhursag, as well as the sacred marriage narrative, involves themes of divine creation, the birth of humanity, and the conferral of knowledge and wisdom. The parallels between these Sumerian myths and aspects of the Adam and Eve story, such as the creation of humans and the presence of forbidden knowledge, indicate a strong presence of mythological connection. We also have Canaanite and Phoenician mythologies, which may provide additional mythological context for understanding the Adam and Eve story. The relationship between the chief god El and his consort Asherah in the Canaanite mythology has been compared to the biblical portrayal of Adam and Eve as the first couple. The presence of divine beings, creation accounts, and moral lessons in these mythologies further highlight the mythological origins and influences that may have shaped the biblical narrative. It is important to approach these mythological connections with care, recognizing that the Adam and Eve story is a distinct narrative within the Hebrew Bible. The biblical authors likely drew upon and reinterpreted existing mythological motifs within their own religious and theological framework, adapting them to convey their unique message about the nature of humanity, morality, and our relationship with the divine. By exploring these mythological origins and influences, we gain insights into the broader cultural and religious context in which the Adam and Eve story emerge. It underscores the rich tapestry of ancient Near Eastern mythologies and the ways in which they shaped and influenced biblical narratives, contributing to the ongoing scholarly exploration of the interplay between myth and theology in ancient texts. You could stand assured, we're dealing with mythology.